Hello class. In this online grammar presentation, you will learn about basic English sentence patterns and connecting sentences using coordinating conjunctions. Please watch the presentation and complete the presentation review before class on Thursday, April 10th. If you don't have a completed review sheet, I will ask you to leave class during our grammar practice to complete the assignment. When you are writing, it's important to be able to use connectors and conjunctions to create sentence variety. If you only use simple and short sentences, your writing will sound choppy. Read the paragraph out loud. How does it flow to you? What's the rhythm like? Pause the video so you can read. Academic writers avoid choppy sentences or too many short, simple sentences because the relationship between the sentences can be really unclear and they break the rhythm and flow of the sentences in a paragraph. So now read the revision paragraph. You may need to pause. And does it have a better flow and a rhythm? And how did we combine the sentences? Notice that not all of the sentences are combined, but some of them are. Okay. In order to combine sentences correctly, it's important to understand the features of a basic English sentence. Good sentences have a subject and a complete verb phrase. Notice here I've given examples for the different types of verbs in English. Intransitive verb phrases don't need an object because there's no receiver of the action. The action is complete by itself. For example, children cry, not children cry something. Transitive verb phrases need an object because the action is done to something. There is a receiver. For example, the student needs a pen, not the student needs. We wonder, what does the student need? Ditransitive verb phrases need a direct and an indirect object. For example, we need to know what George gave, and we also need to know who George gave it to. So George gave us, the person who receives the action, the book, the thing that receives the action. Linking verbs are not followed by an object but by a complement. A complement is linked to the subject through the verb, so there's no receiver of the action. The complement is a link to the subject. For example, dogs are social animals. Dogs equal social animals. They are the same thing. They are linked together. This is a different relationship than transitive verbs. A complement tells you what the subject is being. So that's a little review of the types of verbs in English so that you can look for the types of verb phrases in your sentence patterns. Here's a little note about the basic English sentence. When you're writing a simple sentence, you should check that your sentence has a subject and complete verb phrase. You should also check the sentence begins with a capital letter, has end punctuation, and expresses a complete idea. If all of these requirements are met, your sentence will be complete. Here are some common sentence patterns. All of these are considered simple sentences because they have a complete subject and a verb phrase and express one idea. Pause the video. Can you identify the subject and verb phrase? What kind of verb phrases are there? Okay, let's get to compound sentences. Simple sentences can be combined with a comma and a coordinating conjunction to form a compound sentence or a sentence with two equal simple sentences. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions called fanboys: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. This is an easy way to remember them. Remember to add a comma before the conjunction when combining simple sentences. For example, the first simple sentence, the boys didn't do their homework. Boys is the subject, didn't do their homework is the verb phrase, is combined with they failed the test. They is the subject, failed is the verb phrase, and we combine it with a comma and. Here's some information about the 7 coordinating conjunctions organized by meaning. Please read through very carefully to understand the meanings and how we use them. We use and nor to add similar ideas together, and for positive and nor for negative meanings. 2 special rules to note with nor is that we don't use negative verbs with nor because nor is already negative, and also if it starts a simple sentence we actually have to use question order, not regular sentence order. So we put the helping verb, subject, and then main verb. We use but and yet to combine opposite ideas. Use but for completely opposite ideas and use yet for surprisingly opposite ideas, meaning we are surprised they are opposite. Both so and for have a cause and effect meaning, but they are opposites, so they're easily confused. Be careful. When we use so, we mean that the first sentence is the reason for the second one, and when we use for, we mean that the first sentence is the result for the second one. Finally, we use or to describe 2 equal choices. Take some time to read the example sentences to check the meaning. This concludes the short online presentation. Please complete the presentation review and give it to me in class on April 10th.